Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Shockey, and these are my results and findings over socioeconomic status and crime. I really wanted to look at this because crime is something that we always talk about. How do we reduce it? And I wanted to look at these two variables and see if there was a relationship between the two. I also wanted to look at how population density affects crime, how does unemployment affect crime, and also try and apply a theory to this as well. So looking at some of the research that has already been done, it appears that your areas of high economic struggles or your more lower income areas do tend to have higher crime rates. Your more population dense areas, so your urban areas, also do tend to have higher crime rates. And it also appears that there is a relationship between unemployment and crime because it was found between 1993 and 1998. As the crime rates dropped, so did unemployment. Did too. Strain theory fits best to explain this. Strain theory is as legitimate means of obtaining money, such as having a job, are blocked. Individuals will seek out criminal ways to obtain money. To test this, I use non-probability convenience sampling. I surveyed 102 Midland University students using online surveys. These surveys were sent out to Midland University professors of various different departments. The professors would send out the survey to the Midland University students, and then the answers that the students picked would be sent back to me. The data was then analyzed using frequency tables, pivot tables, and the significance of the two variables was tested using a chi-square test. Overall, most of the participants were female, most of the participants were Caucasian, most of the participants were from the Midwest, and most of the participants were from the middle class. Looking at the crime commonality, most indicated that crime was uncommon in their neighborhoods. Most people indicated that almost everyone in their neighborhood had a job, and most people indicated that they were from a suburban area. So looking at some of the hypotheses of this research, the first one was lower class neighborhoods are places where crime is more common. Looking at this chart, it does appear that the hypothesis is supported, as your very commons and your commons have a higher percentage overall and is mainly found in the lower class. And the chi-square test does indicate that there is a significant relationship between these two. The next one, crime is more common in urban areas. Looking at this initially, it does appear that the hypothesis is supported, as your very common and common are both 15% in the urban areas. But looking at the rural areas, it is found that between very common and common, it looks as though crime is more common in the rural areas, at least what the findings of this survey or these research indicated. And it also, the chi-square test also indicates that there is a significant relationship between the two. Looking at the third one, which is areas with high unemployment rates will have more people getting money through criminal activities. It does appear that the chart would support this hypothesis. As the amount of unemployment goes up, so does the very common and common for crime go up. However, the chi-square test indicates that there is really no significant relationship between the two. So talking about these findings, majority of those who indicated that they were from a lower socioeconomic status said that crime was either very common or common, which relates back to earlier findings from other literature that has been done. This is significant because even in Midland University students, there appears to be a relationship between socioeconomic status and crime. And if we're finding this amongst Midland University students, Midland being a more expensive college to attend, then further research would be beneficial to examine this even more, actually going out into communities and testing this